now please welcome to the stage a former European champion, match play champion, and of course, former champion of the world, Rob Cross!
Very warm welcome to the stage for Rob Cross there from MC Michael Bridge, a man who has the demeanour of a very excited puppy who's suffered severe head trauma. But this is a potential cracker. Voltage versus Rocky. It is the master and the apprentice, the match play two-time European and world champion Rob Cross, who's been playing some very, very good darts for quite some time now against the young upstart Josh Rock. From the same stable, they do a lot of their travelling together. They'll practice together every now and again as well. Obviously, Josh Rock based in Northern Ireland. Rob Cross recently moved up to Lincolnshire. So hopefully he starts talking with Roland Sholton's accent, which would be quite a thing to behold. But the winner of this through to the last 16 in the hat for the open draw for the next round. And Cross actually lost the last time he played Josh Rock, but he did win their other 3 encounters and played well in all of them as well. He produced his highest ever TV or Premier League average, I should say, just the other night in Exeter as he went to the final, only to lose out to Nathan Aspinall. His highest TV average came at the start of last year, in fact, and that's perhaps a sign that over an extended period of time now, Rob Cross has been throwing some good stuff. Obviously the Grand Slam finalist, World Championship semi-finalist, and little signs that his very, very top level is either here or tantalisingly close.
I'm looking forward to this game because every now and again you do get this master and apprentice narrative. Lewis, Taylor, to a certain degree, Anderson, Dobie, which we've already had on the main stage this afternoon, and the master was the winner of that one. But Josh Rock probably wouldn't have the manager he's got and some of the sponsors he's got unless Rob Cross was around. It's as simple as that. And when that hand was extended by Rob, I love the fact that Rock was looking him directly in the eyes as if to say, I want to beat you so badly. Not in a nasty way, but it's a very big game for these guys this afternoon to see who goes through to the last 16 with the likes of Ricky Evans, Van Veen, Anderson, and now Johnny Clayton.
No, it's the first time, or potentially the first time, that Rock could beat Cross on a big stage. It was a floor event where he beat him last time out in a quarter-final, mind, towards the back end of last year.
Josh, you require 161.
One of 4 finals that Josh Rock made last year.
42.
Not as many people talking about Josh Rock at the start of 2024. He's now been on tour for a couple of years. You could say he's served his apprenticeship. And now he's got ranking money to defend, but the majority of it will be at the end of this year.
139.
So
Josh, you require 190.
best to make hay while the sun is shining. And I mean the next 6 months. That could be very profitable for him. And that's a brilliant start from Rock. He gets his first ton plus check out in the very first leg of the contest. He did get a really big one yesterday against Patrick Gerates of 144 and a 10-5 win. That was a really good display from Josh, I think.
Yeah, average close to 99. despite the weight of media expectation ruining him. But he's a proper player. He really is good. I know that he's still searching for that first major semi-final run. Went to the quarters of the Grand Slam. Could have gone further. But James Wade did what James Wade does.
97.
But this lad is going places. As is Jan van Veen. As maybe is Keen Barry. Oh. Oh, now then, Josh.
77.
Does anybody walk back to the back of the stage faster than Josh Rock after he's hit a very, very good score like that? I don't think so. Let's see how fast this can happen. It's not going to happen, but this is a hot start from a very happy Josh Rock, obviously, but something that we haven't really
41.
leveled at Josh so far in his career. Northern Ireland's #1.
Yeah, it was. I mean, he always felt it was just a matter of time. But we've seen Daryl Gurney and Brendan Dolan go out of the tournament last night.
Josh
Rock, it's all free money for him in that race up the rankings. Double 16. There it is. 2 ton plus finishes, 1 on tops, 1 on double 16, and his versatility really is a strength, Josh Rock. He does not care whether it's tops or double 16. He's quite happy to leave either.
If he has a really good UK Open and a very decent March and April, he could definitively look down the lens of the camera and do a Dan Burn from Newcastle. I'm going to get my World Cup shirt measured. He hasn't played at the World Cup yet. It'll be a battle to see who
59.
plays with him, because Dolan and Gurney are at 27 and 28 in the rankings, but that's for another day. Rob Cross's response in this game has been remarkable in leg 3. His turn for a 9 effort.
Well, Josh Rock went 6 into the 9 in the previous leg. It is now Rob Cross's turn. And while
43.
Rock did, of course, famously hit a 9 darter at the Grand Slam, Rob Cross is yet to hit one on the telly. And that's not changing now.
I love it when a fan out there just says rubbish.
Did you throw that, you?
Yeah, I did, yeah.
Might as well have.
That's why
That was useless.
Oh, we're all having a laugh, aren't we?
It's a bit of a loving this afternoon, apart from the end of the last match, which was the tiniest bit icy.
63.
But at the end of a match, somebody's got to lose.
We're all friends again now. Gets a round of applause for his 6 perfect darts to start the leg.
57.
Unable to leave a finish, Josh Rock. So this, not only a first leg of the match, but a break a throw potentially. Okay, 12 off, leaves 16. No need to go 16 and bull, so now he can go to double 18.
42.
He'll get it next time, because when double 18 is begging with 3 darts, I'd say 95% of the time, he does hit it.
Robbie required 36.
Very, very comfortable in the top right corner of the board, whether it's a single, a treble, or a double. Commentator's curse.
Games on the third
But when you're
leg.
good at double 18,
Rob Cross.
I always say you've got to be good at the secondary double as well.
Rob to third
Double
first.
9 is
Game
not a
on.
favourite of a lot of right-handers, but that was a great shot from Rob. The break is found, and now we're back on throw.
100.
Luke Littler and Martin Schindler now underway on the main stage. It is Shindy who's taken a 2-1 lead in that one.
60.
In a game where I presume the player camera will need to be set significantly lower than in other matches.
Darts is equivalent of a limbo match.
Michael Smith and Luke Woodhouse having an absolute drama on ball 3. 6'5" Michael Smith, 104.5 average, plays Luke Woodhouse, 102.5. A repeat of their meeting at the World Championship a few years ago, where Woody really announced himself as a player of potential, beating the bully boy.
We were speaking yesterday when Smith was playing Cullen, how their game chemistry lends itself to
97.
both playing well. Something about Luke Woodhouse playing Michael Smith, he just loves playing his pace. And those numbers are more like IP addresses instead of averages. They're stunning numbers. And this game isn't too bad either.
I can tell you, Martin Lukeman, of all the players in the tournament who played more than one game, so the top 32 only played one game yesterday, but any players outside of that who've made it through today, they've had to play at least 2. So of all the players who played more than one game, the highest average of any player was Martin Lukeman. He's averaging 99 right now, and he's 5-all with Danny Noppert, former champion. Playing really good stuff, Martin Lukeman. Double 18, no problem this time for Rob Cross as he levels the match up. You can keep abreast of all the scores from the outer boards at tv.dartconnect.com. And if you go on the PDC website, they've got the live scoring page as well. So you can see what's going on here in the stats and on the main stage.
There could be some decent moves in the rankings in this tournament, not to the same degree as a match play or maybe a World Championship. In fact, there's no maybe. The World Championship does give you the biggest moves. But if Rob Cross was to win the tournament, he could move up to number 4 in the world.
Yeah, nobody's getting into that top 3 anytime soon, are there? There is a ridiculous gap of 370. Well, no, hang on. What is it? It's 400 grand even, pretty much, between Michael Smith in 3 and Nathan Aspinall in 4.
And that's not really going to change until the end of the year, because Michael Smith will defend the 500,000 points.
85.
Van Gerwen at the end of the year will defend 200,000. So it's almost a battle to see who's going to be 4th by the end of the year.
Yeah, there's certainly a big bunch of them. From about Peter Wright down to Joe Cullen, where there could be some serious moves.
How does Josh find this 60 to leave tops?
60.
He doesn't.
Rob, you require 138.
Well, Rob has got so many different avenues on shots like this. He's going to go 54 first. Trying to do the reverse Della.
The who?
Go the 18s, then the 20s, then the double 12. Or you might have even gone 48 on the 84 for 36.
That would have been the greatest 138 checkout I've ever seen. Double top for 3-2 for Josh Rock to stop this rot. There it is.
On the 5th leg. Josh Rock, 6th leg, Rock to throw first.
Seen an awful lot of games on this board already over the last couple of days where they are so used to playing against their opponent. Talked about Michael Smith and Cullen. These two will spend so much time practicing together when they're at the same tournament that this will feel like a practice match with a few grand on it.
Yeah, and you already mentioned how Rock scuttles around the stage double quick time, but he will play with Rob Cross
60.
So often that the pace of Cross is not going to be a problem for him. We know that Rob does slow things down. It's just how he plays. He's not doing it as a tactic or gamesmanship. That's just how he approaches the game. But Josh will be so familiar with that it won't be an issue. It shouldn't be an issue.
I don't think it's ever been an issue for anybody. I know that there are players out there who want their opponents to get on with it.
140.
Or in the words of Matt Campbell, go and get your darts. However,
Is that exactly what he said?
there's a word missing.
55.
But Rob is someone who does step off a lot. It's been known since he started at the UK Open. This is his 9th UK Open already. And if it wasn't for this tournament, I'm not sure he would have achieved
57.
anywhere near as much as he had, because this was the gateway to his success.
Absolutely. One of the greatest fairy tales in this sport would not have happened if his uncle hadn't kicked him out of bed and dragged him down the Riley's qualifier.
Here we go. It's all about the 18s here. There's 3. 3 more for 2 more. Classic. 2 more.
108.
I'm almost surprised that he didn't get all 8.
Requires 66.
Treble 10. Single 16. Leaves double top.
46. Robbie required
Even
36.
at this early stage, you just wonder how big a chance that was. You've got to keep Rob Cross away from double 18.
Rob Cross, Seventh leg
I'm going to bring someone up, Dan. I spoke about this within the last few weeks with some other colleagues. And if a movie was going to be made about darts,
40.
and you had to centralise it around a player, I said the best story would be Rob. If you were to do it from the moment where he was pulled out of bed and taken to Norwich to the time where he lifted the Sid Waddell trophy. Is that a movie you'd want to see?
Man, look, it is, and I know that this story has been told over and over again, but it genuinely was and is one of the greatest sporting stories. If you wrote this as that it would be like Rocky, you would think it's a bit silly. But that is what happened with Rob Cross. An electrician who played darts quite a bit as a kid, but then real life got in the way, was back playing, sort of quite literally dragged out of bed to go and qualify for this, ends up playing Van Gogh. And Van Gogh, that was the game where he went 20 perfect darts in a row, or whatever it was. Hit a 9-darter, and he needed it to beat Cross, who was in that game. That convinced him to give a go, and in the end, he just ticks off all the big names in the game in his first year. Beats every single member of the top 20, apart from Phil Taylor, the greatest player of all time, whom he plays in Phil's last ever game of his career in the World Final, and hammers him. I mean, it's just silly.
134.
That movie, or indeed the mini-series, will be done at some point. I am positive about that. His first ever win in the UK Open was against Ken McNeil of Canada.
Robbie require 110.
He's a very, very talented player. Hannah's played World Cup with John Part. He'd go on to get a couple more wins before he played Van Gerwen.
Double 18 for Cross again. Doing a lot of work here.
92.
And it's a bit hit and miss for Rob Cross. He's not quite as deadly on that double 18 as he would like.
He's gone for the single 19 there to leave 59.
18.
That's an interesting play. Maybe that's a case of, I don't think I'm coming back. Let's find out. Next door neighbour, a double 18. Bit of a late release there from Rob.
Gage on the 7th leg.
And the right result for him eventually with another break of throw. The 2018 champion of the world, who is looking very calm at the minute in this match.
Well, he's averaging a ton. Rock's average has dropped to 92. He took the first 2 legs of this game looking brilliant, Josh Rock. He's lost 4 of the next 5. So while there's only 1 leg in it, right now, Josh Rock is slightly under it.
96.
On the outside boards, Michael Smith is 8-7 up on Luke Woodhouse. That one continues to be a really tight contest, but the averages have come down by a good 5 points. Lukeman and Noppert still can't be separated at 6-all.
Littler and Schindler are going berserk on the main stage.
100.
As Josh Rock produces a 4th maximum in this match already. 111 average for Littler, 104 for Martin Schindler. It's 3 apiece.
People are going to start thinking if they want to get better at darts, they're going to have to lose 4 or 5 inches in height.
How is he doing this with all the media attention?
Oh,
here we go. Here we go. Josh Rock. He has been second best for the last few legs, but this is a response. Oh, a little dead catch shot from Rob Cross. 180 to leave an odd double. Just to get a bit of noise in the room. See if it distracts Josh Rock. And maybe it did.
How often do you see Rob Cross on double 13? Next to never. The only time you really find him on this double is when he's got 81 and he hits treble 12. Oh, surely. Oh, yeah. 2 guides. Wafts it into double 13 and a 2-leg cushion. He's guaranteed to be at least level at the break. This is a great opportunity to open the shoulders and see if you can get to 7-3. But that doesn't help.
Okay, well, Josh Rock has now hit half a dozen 180s, and he's hit 180s in his last 3 scoring visits in a row.
Yeah, that doesn't do you any favours on this board. Just ask Ross Smith.
140. 57.
This really is where the season starts, isn't it, the UK Open? First big ranked event like this, and you got the European Tour starting again next week in Belgium. What more could you possibly want?
Yeah, we're getting into the real meat of it now. I know that there has been quite a lot of darts for World Series and Premier League, but for a lot of players, and particularly what, say, like Cullen, who only played a couple of the Pro Tour events and wasn't around in them for long.
140.
This has been the first sort of real action for any extended period of time that they've had. This is good from Cross.
Doesn't get any better than that.
71.
Taps Josh on the shoulder. Forces him to go for the bull if he gets to 54.
84.
Good leave. Cross yesterday
132.
had a high out of 132. Can he do it again?
If he gets to 57, I don't think that's that bad, you know. He's still moving. Maybe it is a bit tricky because he doesn't seem sure where to go.
He can brush past it. He can hit this.
That is a beauty from Voltage. He has won 4 legs on the spin. Josh Rock has missed doubles in 3 of them.
Some people might think that bull is somewhat blocked. You would be correct. However, by stepping 6 inches left, like he's just done there,
100.
the way his darts fly in the air, they tend to lean to the right-hand side. Using that dart in the 25, just to brush past and cushion it into the bullseye is exactly
60.
what he did. He's done that many, many times. It's one of those finishes, Dan, that makes you feel almost superhuman.
100.
Now and again, you'll get the 2 bulls and the 32 at the end, but getting it that way, it just gives you a real kick, making you think this is going to be my day,
58.
my game.
And look, I know it's in the first half of this game, but that was a 12-dart breaker throw. And if Cross holds throw here, 7-3 looks a commanding lead for a guy who is averaging
97.
over a ton. In fact, it's over 103.
Let's not forget that Josh Rock started this match better. He
Yeah,
was
took the first
2-0
2
up.
legs. He's won 6 of the last 7 legs, Rob Cross.
123.
And there have been some missed doubles from Josh Rock.
164.
But, you know, Rock's still averaging 95. But Cross, really, really good.
94.
I love that route as well. It makes so much sense when you think about it. Going 54 first, you get it, you go 60 bull, if you so choose. But if you get the single, 146 left with 2,
45.
then it's 619 to leave
Robbie
32.
McGuire,
It's so
70.
smart.
Yeah, he's always had his own system of managing the board, and there's a lot of sense in the thinking behind it. Double 16 for 7-3, and he's got multiple darts at this if he needs it. He only needs the 1, and Rob Cross is in charge of this game. The master leads the apprentice by 4 legs. Very, very businesslike from Voltage. Rob Cross and Josh Rock back for the conclusion of their last 32 clash, looking to reach the last 16 draw for the UK Open. I can tell you we've had some results confirmed. So far, we already knew that Gary Anderson, Johnny Clayton, Ricky Evans and Jan van Veen had all won through their games. Luke Woodhouse has beaten Michael Smith. The world number 3 is out. A last leg decider where Woody hit a 12-darter to win the match. He beat Michael Smith at the World Championship a few years ago. He has now beaten him at the UK Open to reach the last 16 of the tournament. We are approaching the end in the game between former champion Danny Noppert and Martin Lukeman, who has been excellent this weekend and continues to be excellent. He's averaging more than 98, but he trails 7-9 to the winner here 2 years ago. Rob Cross needs 3 more legs to book his place in the last 16. Mensur Suljovic and Dave Chisnell warming up, and on the main stage, which you can catch on ITV if you're watching the UK and various other broadcasters around the world, elsewhere in the world, it is 5 apiece between Luke Littler and Martin Schindler. Schindler, the conqueror of Gerwyn Price on this board last night, survived 6 match darts and really is putting it up to Luke the Nuke, the 17-year-old who was the tournament favourite at the start of the day. following the demise of Michael van Gerwen. Still a number of big names to come. We've got Peter Wright and Andrew Gilding, 2 former champions, who'll be rounding off the action on this board. Stephen Bunting, the Masters winner, faces Kevin Dutz at the culmination of this. There's the likes of Damon Heta, Aspinall on the main stage. And of course, cool hand Luke Humphries against Benjamin Royce of Denmark, also on the main stage.
Luke Little has never lost on that main stage, has he?
Well, I mean, he's only played here once, hasn't he? And that was lost to Gavlas with 100 average.
140.
Last year. Is that right?
Wasn't that on an outside board?
I assume it was on an outside board.
Yeah, on the main stage, he won the World Youth Final against Van
Oh, of course,
Veer.
the World Youth Final, yeah.
He definitely likes it up there after that display against Wadey yesterday with 120 on 2 balls, a 170 finish after a 174 approach. Everything he did against Wade yesterday was out of the top draw.
140.
As far as Rob Cross is concerned, he's been very much massaging the top draw with some of the stuff he's done over the last 7 or 8 legs.
134.
Because he has won 7 of the last 8 legs.
Yeah, against the guy who's still averaging, what, 95? It's really, really solid from Cross. And
83.
he's been doing it quite a lot. Having said that, it's not been a good start to the Pro Tour for him. But you look where he is in the Premier League. He's been very competitive in the World Series events. He was amazing at the World Championship. It took an incredible display from Littler to beat him. And of course, he reached the final of the Grand Slam and only lost to an unbelievable Luke Humphries.
I just like where he is technically. It's not the most technically sound throw. I'll embellish on that in a second, because Rock is going for double 10.
42.
And this could be very, very hurtful. Now, what does Cross do here? He loves 18s, but in this spot, people like 20s to guarantee a shot at the bull. Not Rob. Now, he doesn't have to go double-double. He could even go treble 18 for double 9, but Rob Cross does what Rob Cross does.
Where's he looking? Oh, right next to it. I wasn't sure with the lie of the dart whether he'd try and cram it in underneath or go above it, but at the minute, Rob Cross really is. Most of the things he's trying are coming off.
And for his next trick, just looks really comfortable, but technically, there are things about Rob's game that you wouldn't coach a young dart player. The way he stands, the way his back is very arched in position.
100.
His elbow position is quite high. His extension of the arm is quite violent. However, it's very much a throw that's him. And when he gets the release point right, and I know that Wayne Mardle's spoken about this at length, when he gets that right, everything comes together.
134.
Yeah, if you ever, like, want to go... Look, the first couple of years of Rob Cross, it was unbelievable the amount of times he was banging in ton-plus averages. We're starting to see him get back to that level. This guy could have won the league phase of the Premier League. And at that point, the only players to do that had been Michael van Gerwen and Phil Taylor. Since then, of course, Glenn Durrant's done it. And we've seen Gerwin Price do it last year. And that is a real test of brilliance. And that is a superb leg of darts. And Josh Rock has not been bad in this game. Rob Cross has been better.
This is turning into the premier performance in this tournament. This looks extremely impressive.
96.
And he looks likely to do good stuff as well. Rock just hasn't had an answer. And that expression right there tells you everything you need to know.
96.
This is like running into a wall that is about 6 feet thick. You're just not going to get through it.
Not bad for a one-hit wonder, is he, Rob Cross?
140.
Fluked a couple of European Championships and a match play when he wasn't playing that well. Just had that great debut year.
Nobody has ever fluked a match player.
Yeah,
Not even Larry Butler.
58.
Well, Josh Rock has got to win 7 legs on the spin against Rob Cross. And I'm not even sure that's possible with Rob Cross, this version of Rob Cross we're seeing nowadays.
We have seen someone come back from this kind of margin previously. maybe not in the UK Open, but in other tournaments. Think about Ryan Searle yesterday when he was 8-2 down, got it to 9-8 up, but eventually lost. But with all due respect to Graham Usher, I think Rock has got a slightly harder proposition with a former world champion.
$92.
Yeah, well, ends up leaving himself on tops.
The lesser seen treble 9.
140.
Not many players use that route, but it's very effective. And that is a nice leg in a while. It's been a while, hasn't it, Josh? He's still in the match, still having fun, but now he only needs 6 straight legs.
Game on.
Leg 13 goes to Josh Rock. The last leg that went to Josh Rock was leg 5. However, he might not get another. If that department for cross starts to cooperate, he turns himself into a more likely 180 shooter.
100.
He could easily become a 2-time world champion, or indeed a 2-time world match play champion, or a 3-time European champion. Or what about a 1-time UK Open champion?
Well, how about?
140.
You can see it from the action. He fancies it. He is playing well enough to be hitting 9 darters. He is playing well enough to be winning this tournament. The average has been climbing. It's 105 right now for Rob Cross.
Yeah, I think Josh knows the end is nigh. Rob is just accelerating towards the line. That's a 1, which gets rid of the 1. You've got to do it at some point. And there you go. That's going to be a match-winning opportunity to get this done comfortably, just like he did against Rodriguez yesterday when he won 10-3, averaging just shy of 97. This has been so much better than that, though. It's over 105.
He came back from the break needing 3 legs to win the match. He had a double-double finish on 90. He threw an 11-darter, and this is for another 11-darter. Deal with that, Josh Rock. Deal with that, anybody. Double 10. For 10-4, and that is superb from Rob Cross. He is a man in form. And Josh Rock gives him a big old hug. He deserves even more than that after that performance. Sublime stuff from Voltage, 105 average, hit more than half his darts at double. There was a 1-3-2 checkout in there. It was brilliant. Rob Cross into the draw for the last 16 after a stunning victory here in stage 2. And coming up, it is the Masters champion, it's the People's champion, it's TikTok's very own, the Bullet Stephen Bunting.